What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Queen Boss Lady, and I'm back to do part 5. And I'm just gonna tie everything in together, y'all, because, yeah, it done got real out here. So, thank you for the love and the support this far. Thank you for everybody that has liked the video and, things like that. So, I hear guys saying that their plan is not gonna work. And so, she calls me a week later telling me to sign an insurance policy. And I told her absolutely not. I told her I do not give her permission to even have an insurance policy on me. And I hung up my phone. So then at that time, my child's father, the person I was dating at the time, Sonny Boy, he started, this is what really mentally retarded people do. Mental ill. I'm gonna say mental ill. He literally told me straight up that he was gonna kill me. And my mother and my father was doing magic, so I'm like, kiki, whatever, you're just talking. And he told me again one night, he was like, but he had it more planned out, he had it more mapped out. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you, I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm gonna take your body to such and such place, and I'm gonna I'm gonna leave you in the woods, and let the animals eat you up and stuff like that. And like, that was the last straw for me. I broke up with him. I kept my distance or whatever. So one night he just showed up at my house after, thinking I was playing, breaking up with him. He was calling me, telling me to come over to his sister's house, and he had wanted to buy me something to eat for dinner or cook me something to eat for dinner. I was like, absolutely not. You done been telling me you're gonna kill me, and I haven't done anything to this man, and he just Tarek, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm like, nothing is even going on. Nobody's arguing, nobody's fighting, nothing's going on. Mind you, the only reason I got back with my child's father is because I wanted my daughter to be in her father's life. I wanted her to know who her father was, even though he had freaking abandoned me, did a smear campaign, and did all of that. But 6 years had went by, and I was like, she needs to know, or whatever. They can have a relationship. I don't have to be involved. So fast forward to now, he just popped up to my house one night, and my kids was asleep. It was about 9 o'clock. My kids was in the bed. School was the next morning. My house clean. Everybody sleep and everything like that. But my little baby was up. I had my 9-year-old right now was a little hand baby or whatever. I was looking up because I see a little red. But she was an arm baby at the time, so she was still up. And he was like, take me to Walmart. And I'm like, what are you doing at my house? I told you I'm done with you. We're broken up. He was like, cuz I came over here to check on you and the kids. I was like, you can just call. If you want to check on us, you can just call, but you're not welcome to just pop up at my house like that. And he was like, oh, well, let's go to Walmart. Take me to Walmart so I can get some pots. And I was like, I'm not taking you to Walmart to get no pots, because for one, you can't cook. You're not allowed to cook D over here. You're not allowed to have no pots over here. I'm not taking you. And then he was like, man, just come on, take me. I'll pay you, whatever. And I got ready to walk like I was going to. And Spirit of my angels was like, don't go with him. Don't go with him, because he's going to make sure you're never seen again. And you see how my ear itching, y'all. Y'all, my ears started itching and ringing, and I'm like, dang, is this the plan? Like, is this the plot? Like, that God said won't work? So I was like, you need to call a ride to come get you. And I went in my room. I took my baby in my room. I couldn't sleep all night. He didn't leave. I got up. I got my kids ready for school. I walked them to school. I came back. When I came back, He stayed in the living room all night. Like, he didn't even go to sleep, y'all. He just stayed up, sitting up straight, looking at his phone. And then when I came back, I thought he was gone, so I was like, whoo, he left, but he wasn't, y'all. He was sitting up in my bedroom, and he was like, come in here and talk to me. And I was like, I got scared. I'm not even gonna lie, I got scared, and I pressed record on my phone. So I set the baby on the bed. I sit on the bed, and he didn't know that I was recording. And he was like, why you doing this and why you doing that? And I was like, I don't want to be with you. I asked you last night to please leave, and I'm just gonna go my own way. You can be in your daughter's life, you know. And that's the last thing I said. This nigga reached over and hit me so hard, I flew into my closet. My closet is like, I want to say maybe 4 feet behind us. I flew into my closet, y'all. He literally knocked me out. I had never been knocked out before. Yes, I have. By my brother and by my sister. So he just came to the closet where I was, and he kept welling me in my head, and like every time I would wake up, he would hit me so hard again that I would black out. And he was like, I'm gonna kill your ass, today is the day. And he was like, today is the day that you're gonna die. He just kept hitting me. And this man is way twice my size. He's like 6'3", 300 pounds. Like, I could not really take those licks like that. And then he drugged me out of the closet by my hair. He just threw me up against the wall, and I like checked out, y'all. He started taking like glasses, because I love candles. So he started just grabbing candles and throwing them at me, busting me upside my head with the candles. They'll bust all over the floor. And so I was out of it. I wasn't like I was out of it, y'all. Literally, I had checked out. I wasn't here no more. And yeah, I wasn't here no more. And God brought me back. And because he did unalive me that day. And God brought me back. But when God brought me back, it was so intense. He was sitting on my bed, picking his foot. Like, literally, my body is just lifeless, y'all. And I really seen a serial killer right before my eyes. I'm literally gone, y'all, and he's sitting on my bed, picking glass out of his foot, like he had just did nothing. Oh, let me get this piece of glass out of my foot. Like, he was literally just, okay, if I do this, like, I can smush it out. Like, literally just picking glass out of his foot, y'all. No remorse. Like, I'm literally over there lifeless. When God brought me back, he had specific instructions that he wanted me to do. And the first thing he whispered in my ear was, "You're not dead. When I tell you to run, get up and run." So when my angels, because it was on then, like he had done made my angels show up. And when they said run, I got up, y'all, and I ran. When people say they run for their life, but the first thing I thought about was my baby. My baby was still sitting on the bed, y'all. And I was running. I'm like, but my baby. And I got to the door and I unlocked it. And once I thought about my baby, that's what he was able to catch up with me. But I opened the door and I ran out the door, and he caught me by my shirt, the back of my shirt, y'all, and boom, slammed me on the ground by my shirt, y'all. He was doing me dirty like a little rag doll. So he slammed me on the ground, bam. So I just could use my voice. Like, all I had was my voice, and he got on top of me. He took my phone and he cracked me right in my eyeball. So blood splattering everywhere. Yeah, this is very graphic and very detailed. And I said, help, somebody help me. Y'all, he turned his head and I saw a long ass black tongue come out his mouth. And he was bald headed, he was pale, and then the tongue went back in his mouth, y'all. And I was like, somebody help, call the police. And he hit me again. And then 2 women walked on the side of the building and they saw him. And they was like, girl, let's call the police. He beating on her. So then he got off of me, ran in the house. Y'all, I couldn't even, he had hit me so hard. I couldn't even stand up. Thank you to my angels. Thank you to my ancestors. Because when I tell you, they lifted me up and they carried me. My feet was dragging on the ground like this. I remember that part. My feet was literally dragging. I was not walking. I did not run. I could not feel my legs. He had them beat my legs from up under me. I was numb. And they carried me to my neighbor door. That was home. And they was ringing the doorbell for me. And when she opened the door, I just fell in. Literally, they just, dropped me in there. I fell in. And she was like, oh my God, what's wrong? It's blood all over my face. She was just like, oh my God, what the is, she thought I had got shot because it was so much blood, and I was like, no, I'm not shot. So I was able to, because she wasn't really trying to aid me, y'all. She didn't touch me. She did not touch me at all. I had to, my angels, they still had to, they leaned me up against the wall, and they told me not to let my head drop, because they wanted all the blood to start flowing and circulating through my body, because at that point it wasn't, because I couldn't stand up on my own. And so she hurry up and locked the door and stuff like that. And she was like, where your baby at? I was like, I had to leave my baby. And she was like, do he got a gun? And I was like, I was out of it. I was like, not that I know of. And I was like, can I get your phone? Let me tell you something. You in these situations, the first person you call, that's the person that set you up to be murdered. So I called Miss Johnson, right? And I'm like, Mom, you gotta get here. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I think I'm dying. You gotta come get my baby. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. And she started laughing. She started laughing just like that. And I was like, I just kept saying the same thing. I don't think I'm gonna make it. And I was like, Center Boy, he beat me. He beat me half to death. And she started laughing again. And she said, he just called me. He already told me what happened over there. He told me that y'all was over there fighting. Yeah, he already told me that y'all over there fighting. I don't got nothing to do with that. I ain't getting involved. When she said that, ooh, baby, I think I love you. Baby, she sent the blood that I needed to be rushed back to my legs. Baby, she rushed that blood right to my legs, baby. I hung up that phone. I stood straight up and I took a big, deep breath, y'all. It's like I had and came back alive again. Because, mind you, on that wall, I thought I was slipping away again. Baby, when she said that, I was like, oh, who? I need to call somebody, because I need to get me a clacker, and I'm finna go and deal with this nigga, because ain't nobody in their life ever put their hands on me like this. So I'm finna go in and deal with this nigga, because he done already been threatening me. He done already told me like all these things. When like she done turned me into a savage. Now she done turned me into a goddamn killer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, And I done got up. I'm still trying to, but I done stood up now, but I'm still trying to get my equilibrium right, my vision. I can't see. I can't really see. But I'm like, I gotta ask her. She ain't trying to egg me or nothing. She just talking about this. What she said. She was like, oh, this ain't my house. I can't have all that going on over here. So she was basically trying to put me out. Like, I couldn't even walk. This chick trying to put me out. This the same chick that done came to my house, ate, done came to my house, done borrowed my car, all kind of stuff. And now she trying to put me out her house. I can't even walk. I can't even see. So I had to ask her for some ice. I'm like, you got some ice? Can you give me some ice for my head? So she just so happened to peek out the blinds. And she like, girl, he done called the police on you. So he done called the police. He done told the police that I pulled a knife on him. Y'all, this person is a psychopath serial killer. He literally cut his arm. Man, this man is disgusting. He literally cut his arm and told the police that I pulled a knife on him. I cut him, and he had to defend himself, and then I ran off and left my child. Y'all, he was trying to make me lose my apartment. He was trying to make me lose my kids, since I hadn't got away or whatever. So, with magic being thrown and magic being done, they took his side. They took his story. So I waited for the police to leave at this point, because it's just like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do with so many emotions. I really just trying to get my head right and my body right. Get my spirit and my soul really back in my body, y'all. Because, when you leave your body and then you get back in your body, it is a weird feeling. And you are like, you know what I'm saying? And I still can't see. And now that I'm up, I'm realizing my left arm don't work. So it's like, I don't know if it don't work no more forever. It's so much going through my head. I'm just praying. I'm like, God, please don't let him have dinner to my baby. Please don't let. And she was like, no, I see your baby. He got your baby on his hip. So when the police leave, I open that door like I don't know who I was finna beat y'all. I was like, nah, I'm finna take it there with his. I'm limping, y'all. I'm like, I'm finna take it there. But I had the strength of a giant, y'all. They had done woke up the sleeping beast in me. I'm telling y'all, I was on go. Like, I was on go, because I was like, I'm gonna let the police leave. I don't even want to talk to them. I'm finna handle business. So as soon as the police leave, my mama pull up. Miss Johnson pull up. Oh, she whip in and she catch me limping, and she was like, what you doing? Get in the car. Y'all, my face is bloody. I'm limping. I can barely walk. My left arm not working. And she pull up yelling at me, told me to get in the car and sit in the car and wait. But as soon as she pull up, he come out the house. Mind y'all, keep in mind how she told me that he called her already and told her what was happening. I never knew they had each other's phone number. So she called him again when she got out there in the parking lot. She was like, I'm out here. And then she saw me, and then she told me to get in the car, because he came right out. When you call a person, I'm outside, they come outside. Because the way my apartment was, you can't see who outside for you. because I stayed around the cut in the cut in the back, so you couldn't see who was out there for you. So keep that in mind. That's very important in this case that I done solved. So she talking to me like nothing. And then they meet up on the sidewalk like this, y'all. And then they walk down the sidewalk and they walking and talking. Ain't nobody yelling. She ain't yelling. She ain't coming down on him. She ain't pressing him about what you did to my daughter. Nothing. They just walking and talking like they two lovers, y'all. They go in my house. They in my house for the longest, y'all. They in my house for about 5 minutes. Destroying evidence, destroying my phone, tearing up my house, both of them together. So I get out the car because they taking too long. So I get out the car. So he come walking out the apartment with my baby and gonna give me my baby, whatever. I was so mad. Y'all, I had got my baby back in my arms, but I ain't had no strength. I had to hold her with this arm, but I ain't even had nothing to knock him or nothing, but I was just like, so I'm limping in the house. I had to hurry put my baby, back down on the sofa. My body is like, woo, my body is going through so many, and she just sitting there on the sofa. She mad. Child, go wash your face. Go wash the blood off your face. She ain't said, call the police. She ain't said, do you need a paramedic? Do you need to go to the hospital? Bump asking me, come on, I'm finna take you to the hospital and you gonna make your police report there. She get on in the bathroom and clean yourself off. So I go in the bathroom. Y'all, when I look in that mirror, horrified at what I saw. I had the knot the size of a lemon on my head in 2 spots. This eye closed. Purple. No, it was red. And then as the days begun, it turned purple. This eye red because he had taken the phone and bust me. So he bust all my blood vessels in this eye. So this eye red, black eye. 2 black eyes. I look unrecognizable. I had long pretty hair. He done snatched all my hair out my head. I literally got patches in my head and stuff like that. I just started crying, y'all, because I was unrecognizable. I didn't even recognize myself when I looked in the mirror. So I got a towel and I just threw it over the mirror. I couldn't even look at myself. And I got in the shower and I just started crying. And I'm like, God, why me? Why would he do this to me? Why would he do this to me, God? And God told me that I was pregnant. And I got ready to hit myself in the stomach. And God told me not to do it. God said, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And my baby's here today because I didn't do it. But I got out of the shower and I just began to weep again because I had never been without my left arm before. So putting on my clothes was tough. It was hard. And my mom sitting in there not aiding me, y'all. She didn't pick up a broom. This man done terrorized my whole house. She helped him do it, and then she didn't pick up a broom, a dustpan, try to straighten nothing up, try to help me around the house. She just sitting in the living room like, my plan didn't work. My plan didn't work, right? Because God at this time is allowing me to hear her thoughts. So when I get out there and I sit down on the sofa and I'm like, can you pick my kids up from school? Like, I don't want them to see me like this. No, absolutely not. I don't got nothing to do with that. You gonna get your kids. They finna see you. This what you going through. So it is what it is. And I'm like, okay, well, can you at least take me to pick them up? Like, can you drive? No, you need to go get your kid. Like, I only had one arm. My strength wasn't about nothing. You know, I'm just, and she just yelling at me, cussing at me, mad because I wasn't unalived. So she leaves and, you know, she calls my dad, tell my dad, he in on it too. You know, but they play these little roles and my dad is the slickest. He's slick with it. He sent his girlfriend at the time to come check on me, and when she got there, the how my mom should have reacted is how my dad girlfriend reacted. Like, she was horrified, if that's even a word, horrified. When I opened that door, she was like, oh my God, Jesus, oh my God. And she just gave me a hug. I'm like, oh, you can't hug me. Like, oh God, like, you can't hug me. My arm did. She got on the phone. She was like, no, this nigga need his da-da-da-da-da-da. You need to get, I'm talking about being this nigga bushes if you got to. Like, I remember her saying that. She was like, being this nigga bushes if you got to. Like, that's how serious it is. Like, my mama ain't do none of that. My mama ain't do none of that. All she did was turn into a monitoring spirit, try to keep up with every little monitoring thing. So my mom just got a mysterious feeling, but no, she looking at the cameras. Oh, what you doing? What's going on? Ain't called, asked me did I get her grandkids. Nothing. Oh, what's going on? I said, my dad sent his girlfriend over here to check on me. He did what? Oh, no, the fuck he did. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you was supposed to get that to Mr. Oaks. You was supposed to get that to Mr. Sonny. You. Oh, da, 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 da. I'm like, I just hung the phone up. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but I heard what I was hearing. So 2 days after that, y'all, I'm just kind of trying to work through my pain and work through everything that's going on. And I decide to drive myself to the hospital. You know, as soon as I get in motion to get in the car. Wait, what you doing? Where you going? What you doing? I was like, I'm going to the hospital. I cannot keep my head up, y'all. My head keep falling. I'll be just sitting there and my head will just fall. That was scaring me, right? So I'm like, I'm finna go to the hospital. It's been 2 days. You ain't even offered to drive me to the hospital. But I ain't say that to her, but I'm just giving y'all like the facts. Like, oh, I'll meet you up there. I'll meet you. Everything was her yelling at me and being over aggressive. I'll meet you up there. So I'm like, okay, all right, okay. I couldn't even talk like how I'm talking now. Everything was like, oh, okay, all right. Like, he had to beat my voice out of me. Like, I was not in good shape, y'all. So I get to the hospital. Why she beat me to the hospital? How did she beat me to the hospital when I was closer to the hospital than her? I don't know, because I felt like she was right around the corner. So we get to the hospital. They call me back. Instead of her being like, go back there and, you know, let them check you out and do everything, I'm going to stay out here with the grandkids and, you know, in the waiting room. And then when the time When y'all done talking, you don't have to talk in front of the kids. We'll come back. Right back there in the room with me. Okay, so it's me, the kid. So the lady asked me what happened, and I'm like, oh, I was my ex-boyfriend, he beat me up. That is not what happened. That is not what happened. Y'all was over there fighting. That's what happened. Y'all was over there fighting. Me and the lady was like, and then we looked at each other, and I was like, can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, I just went to the bathroom. I just threw up. I just threw up because she was so nasty and so foul and so rude and so malicious. And I'm sitting here still hanging on to my life. So I'm like, so I get back. I go back. And she's like, yeah, you got torn ligaments in your right arm because they did all their scans and everything. And she's like, yeah, you got torn ligaments in your arm. You got a serious concussion. And she just telling me all the things that's wrong with me. And my mama just, that same blowing smoke, that same huffing and puffing Miss Kyrie was doing when I was in the church, you know. She giving that, and I'm like, and the lady is like looking like, blink twice if you need to be saved from her. Like, she kept doing like this and stuff like that. Like, is she really the one that did this to you? Like, blink twice. Like, literally, the lady sitting up there like, and I was just like, so I went home. They really told me it was nothing they could do for concussions, torn ligaments. Just I needed to stretch my arm. Things like, stretch my arm. Every little thing about it hurted. Ooh, it was painful. It was very gruesome. It was very. So this is about the third or the fourth day. I'm crying out to God. I'm like, God, what do I do now? My life is in danger. He's steady harassing me, riding past my house, you know. And then Miss Johnson calls, and she's laughing. And I know she's laughing, so that's not good for me. So I'm like, yeah, Ma, hello. And she, and I'm like, okay. So you know you got a warrant, right, for your arrest, right? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. So yeah, you got a warrant for your arrest. And I'm like, okay, all right. That's all. Yeah, that's all. Just wanted to call you and let you know you had a warrant for your arrest. And I'm like, okay, Mom. Talk to you later. Bye. Not. Let me come take you up there so you can turn yourself in so I can get my grandkids. Or let me come over there so I can get my grandkids. You can take yourself, turn yourself in, or, you know, basically let's just go up there so we can resolve this issue so you can turn yourself in. I'll have my grandkids. So at that point, I really just was distraught. My friend and me came over, and she asked me, are you sure you didn't hit him? Like, once she seen my face and everything, she was like, are you sure you didn't hit him? I was like, goodbye, leave. I don't need that energy. Like, I could barely talk. I was like, bye, leave. So my other friend and me came over to do my hair because I couldn't do my hair. Couldn't lift my arm. So she was doing my hair for me. And then, you know, my neighbor whose house I had went to when everything happened, she wasn't home at the time. Her daughter was there. So she came down there and she was like, girl, get out of this house. Come down there with us. He will come in here and he will do this to you. He will kill you. He's crazy. Da, 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 da. Like she knew other things that I didn't know. So everybody just happy and celebrating and partying and drinking, and I'm just sitting there like trying to hold my baby. And you know, she didn't want to do my hair no more because she got around them and they was drinking, and she like, oh, I don't feel like doing your hair no more. So I was like, all right, cool. So now I got a half a head that's flat iron, the rest all frizzy and frizzed up. I can't do my hair. So the next day I go to this church where God told me to just go to this church and pray. So I went to this church, and this is like the only church that had ever done anything right. Because I've been in a lot of churches, and all they do is shame you and embarrass you. Here I am sitting there. My eyeball is red, and I got 2 purple eyes, and this knot is slowly going down. And they come over to me and they ask me, they still keep church running. They don't put attention on me, and they ask me, can they pray for me? And they pray for me, and I just begin to cry. And I say, now what, God? God, what now? And he says, go turn yourself in. So I left church with my children, and I went to the police station. And when I walked in there, it's like, I'm thinking my face and everything is getting better, and it's getting worse. Like, when people see me, they just grab their chest. Like, the officer literally like, what the, hey, hey, miss, how can I help you? And I was like, I'm here to turn myself in. I got a warrant for my arrest. And he look over the counter, he see the little babies, and he's like, turn yourself in? It looked like somebody need to be turning themselves in. Somebody did something to you. And I was like, yeah, they did, but he called the police first, and, you know, so now I have a warrant. And he was like, who did something to you? Who did something to you? And he was like, give me his name. And I gave him his name, and then he looked over at me, and he looked up at me again. He said, oh, no, ma'am. That's what you need to do. Go have you a seat, and I'm going to call you back up in a few hours. Like, can I go outside? Can I smoke? Like, this is so, like, y'all, this is real. I'm in front of the police station smoking, like, whoo, like, so I go back in, smoking a black mile. I go back in, he called me to the computer, and he said, I just switched everything around. He now has a warrant for his arrest, and we're taking you into police custody, into police protection. A police officer is going to escort you and your children home. I want you to grab some of y'all belongings. We're going to put y'all in a safe hotel, and there's going to be police officers, like, you know, guarding the perimeter, you know, 24 hours until we catch him. Do not communicate with him. And he was like, do you feel like anyone else is involved? I said, yes, my mother is involved. And he was like, what makes you think she's involved? I said, because she tried to have me sign a life insurance policy a week before this happened. And my mother's just been known for doing mysterious things like this in the past. I didn't really want to get in. You know, I wanted to keep the focus. So he was like, okay. I gave him my mother's name. And, you know, true enough, the police officers, they escorted me to my home. I hurried up, grabbed what I could, and got out of there. They escorted me and my kids to a safe hotel. And, you know, and the police officers told me the same thing. Don't tell my mom where I'm at. Don't tell him where I'm at. And they was like, most of all, don't tell your mom, because your mom will tell him, and then he'll know, blah, blah, blah. So as soon as we get, you know, settled in, I just got the stuff in there. Here she go calling. Here she go. What you doing? What's going on? What? I I was like, nothing's going on. And she was like, oh, well, I just got off the phone with him, and he said if you go turn yourself in, he'll bond you right out. You won't have to be in there long. And I'm like, oh my God. Just playing along. But really, I was in pain, but I'm just like, oh my goodness. And she was like, and you really need to go back to him because, he already told me that he won't do it again. He already assured me, he already promised me that he won't hit you again if you just go back to him. So really, you need to go back to him. Yeah, really you do. Now, this is the same mother that never encouraged me to do anything good in my life, never motivated me, never encouraged me, never spoke encouraging words, never was there for me, never stood up for me, never took up for me, never did anything that a mother is supposed to do for her child. But this is the only advice that she ever gave me in life, is that I should go back to a man that beat me to death. And that's when I got mad. But not too mad, because my head had started hurting. So I said, well, just go have him I said, go tell him to go to the police station and talk to them and make sure that, I ain't gonna have to be in there long. Oh no, I'm not telling him that. I'm not telling him to go to the police station and tell them that. So she's like, this is a witch that I'm dealing with. Witches know how to read you too. They know how to pick up on. So she had done picked up on some type of funny, funny business going on or whatever. No, I'm not doing that. I'm absolutely not doing that. So I'm like, okay, you should just go back to him, because he already told me that he's not gonna do it again. He's not gonna hit you again. I say, listen, I am staying so far away from you and him. I'm getting away from y'all. I'm getting out of this town. I don't care what you say. I don't care what nobody say. I'm leaving and I ain't never coming back. Oh, I got kidney problems and they're gonna put me on dialysis and I gotta get my kidneys drained. Don't leave. That's how bad she wanted to unalive me. Now she got kidney problems and she gotta put on dialysis. So I hung the phone up and I ain't talked to my mama no more. I ain't talked to her no more. She had my house keys. She was trying to lure me. Well, why don't you just come to my house and get your house keys? And Spirit was like, don't go, because as soon as you go to her house, she gonna have him pull up. Which I fast forwarded too much, y'all. So the day after, 2 days after I had got beat up, I did go to her house, right? And she was so mad, y'all. She had a freaking furniture paper, and she was like, I want to move into me a new house, and I need a deposit, and I don't have the deposit to move into my new house. And you see this furniture right here? I want this new furniture in my house. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I'm supposed to get. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there, y'all, looking like a freaking raccoon with 2 black eyes, a busted lip, a busted head. My arm don't work. I can barely walk. And she telling me she want new furniture and a deposit for her to move. That's all she felt like my life was worth, y'all. A freaking the Section 8 deposit and some new furniture. That's all she felt like my life was worth. So, once we had that conversation, I told her to give my key to my aunt and I'll go get the key from my aunt, which I did. Once again, she was stunned by the way that I looked and everything like that, and I just got the key and she gave me 10 and gas. I left and went back to my hotel room, and they put us in another, mind you, I had my own apartment, fully furnished, 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, and I could not go home. So they paid for us to be in a hotel for a week, and then after that week, they got room for us in a shelter. And so once we went to the shelter, I wasn't safe because my first night being there, that morning, I got up, got ready to take my kids to school, and literally as I'm coming out of the shelter, here comes Mr. Sunnyboy Oaks driving past and looking. He looked me right in my face. I told the kids to get down because I didn't know like if he had a weapon or whatever. So I'm telling the kids to get down, get down, get down. So I hurry up and I like kind of speed from the shelter to try to make it look like